Hello, you are welcome back to our training. And in the previous video we designed the terminal report analysis sheet, and in this video we are going to start with the formulas and of some references. Now we start with the ID. So with the ID you make reference to the student information list. So you first of all enter your equal sign, then you go to your student information list. That's where you make reference to. Then you come and click on the ID, then hit your enter. Then because the student, from the ID you go to the student information list. From the student information list, the ID, the student name is next to the ID. Then get to the class, then the section. They are in row. So we are going to autofill it, because you see the next one is student and class and section. So you click on, make sure the cursor change to plus, then you click and drag to section, then you autofill. You click and drag to the last person to autofill for you. Now let's go to the number on row. The number on row is one. It will be a one number for all class. So this one to make reference. So let's merge it. Let's merge the cells, merge the center. Then you make reference. So it's equal to. Then you go back to the student information list. That's what you're making reference to. Then the ID, the name of people. So you click on it. But with this, because this is a merge cell, you are going to concentrate on only the first cell, not all the cells. Because if you, the moment you hit enter, it will give you a different number. It won't give you won't get the two. So to ignore that error, you concentrate only on the first cell, which is E3. So after you have selected it, you go to your formula bar, then you click on it to create the E12 and the column. Then you come and hit your enter. Then the two will take effect. Or else if you do anything apart from that, you get a different number. So let's take note of that. Then the term, to not do anything about it, for the term we'll be using a combo box. So when you get to that, you do that. Then attendance to, I think we make reference. So you bring equal sign, then you go to the student information list. The attendance is there. Yes, the attendance is here. Then you click on it and make reference. Then you autofill. Total attendance to is all for the whole area. So you merge the cell. Then you make reference. So let's make reference to the student information list. So anytime you are making reference or you are entering a formula, don't forget to enter your your equal sign. Is very important. It's very, very important. So let's take note of that. Now we are done with the student information. Now let's go to the scores. So English, the class score, you still make reference. So with this, we are making reference to the English subject sheet, because we are now dealing with English. So we click on English and come and select the class score, total class score for English. That is the 30% for English. So this is the 30%. You click on it and hit your enter. Oh, sorry, you click on it. Okay, let me do that again. Hit the equal sign, then you go to the English class score. 30%. Oh, sorry, I think there's some error here. Let me correct this before we continue with that. Let me go back to the English and correct the error there. Good. Now let's go back to our work. So the class core, as I said, we are making reference, so equal to, then you go to the English list, then you select the 30%, then hit your enter to make reference, then you autofill. The exam score, you make reference, then you go to the English, that is 70%, as with the exam score, then you hit on enter, you autofill. Then you go to total score, so that will be the class score plus the total score, but still make reference to the English sheet. So when you're doing this, so this is the overall score, so you hit it, then you click on enter, then you autofill. Okay, but let's go back to the English sheet. There's one thing we need to do. You see from the English sheet, after the total score, you get the position, the grade, and the remarks. That will be that's next to the overall score. So when you get back to your analysis sheet, terminal analysis sheet, because you see that they're in the same order as what we found in the English. So the position, the grade, and the remarks. So with this, you can use autofill to do that. So we are going to autofill. That's where you click on this side, then you click and drag to autofill for you. Then you autofill downwards. Okay, okay, let me check from this side. Okay, I think it's more than 14. We were designing for 10 people, but it's more than 10. That's why we are seeing this one. So this one is not part. So let's try to ignore this. Let's delete this one from here. Okay, and we are good to go. Now let's move forward. So what we did for English, we are going to do the same thing for all the other 9 subjects. So the same way we are going to do for maths, science, and other subjects. So we are still making reference. So let's take note of that. We make reference, then so as in maths class score, make reference 30%. So we're making reference. So let's go back to the let's go back to the terminal report sheet. Then we make reference. So you click on your equal sign, then you go to your maths 30%. Okay, so maths 30%, then you click on enter, then you autofill. So I don't want the video to be long, so the same way we did for English, we are going to do the same thing for the 9 subjects, as that will be your assignment. So I want you to continue with this. So the same way we did for the English. Okay, let me complete the maths. So let me copy the maths so that you can do the rest. Okay, maths. So exam score, then you make reference to the 70% from maths sheet. Then you do the same thing for total score, that is total exam score, total class score. You are making reference. That will be the 100%. Then hit on enter. Then because the same the arrangement from total score, the next week position class, the grade and remarks, you click and drag to autofill, then you autofill downwards. So this is how we make reference with the subject in the terminal report analysis sheet, and we are going to continue with the terminal report analysis sheet. Now let's move straight to the grand total score. The grand total score, we are going to deal with the total scores of each of the subjects, So we are going to use the addition function, or we are going to add them. So because of that, we first enter our equal sign, because we are going to enter formula. Then you go to the first subject, which is the first subject, which Ghanaian language. English language is the first subject. So you are going to select. This is the first subject. We're going to select this one, the total score. That's what we need. So you click on the total score. Then you hit on the plus sign. Then you come and click on the next subject, which is maths, the maths total score. Then hit the plus sign. Then the next one is science total score. You hit the plus sign. Then you go to the next subject, which is Ghanaian language. You hit the total score, then plus, then history, then plus. Then the next subject is computing, the total score, plus. Then RME, you hit on the total score, plus. Then OOP, hit on the total score, hit on the plus sign. Then creative arts, hit on the total score, then plus. So when you're doing this, you take your time. P, hit on the total score, and I think P is the last subject, so you not bring any addition sign again. So that you need to count whether they are up to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, they are 10. So after that, you click on enter. Then it will give you the grand total score. Then you autofill. Good. So I think let me change the color to white. Okay, I'll try to broaden it. Okay, so we have the grand total score. Now let's go straight to the position in class. So position in class, we are going to use the rank function. So you enter your equal sign, or you go to the fx. You click on fx and come and select the rank. Double click on the rank. Then you start with the first in the number. So which number are you making, or are you ranking? You are ranking the first person. So which is what? BQ, and the row is 4. That's what we are ranking. 4. Then you're making reference. That is the range of cells that we are going to rank. So we are going to rank from this side to the last person. So you select the whole list. Then after that, you make reference, absolute reference. As you select the reference, or the reference, then you click on F4. Then you click on OK. Now your position is set. Then you autofill. Good. So we have done the position class. Now let's go to the head teacher's remark. Head teacher's remark, we are going to use something we call Vlookup. We've already done the Vlookup in our previous videos. So here too, we are going to use Vlookup for class teacher's remark and head teacher's remarks. So you go to fx, then you set a function. The function you're using is Vlookup. Okay, so which value are you looking up? You're looking up value, that is the grand total score. So that is what we are going to use to make our remarks. So the first one will be the grand total score. You select the grand total score for the first person. Then the table array. So with table array, the table array we are going to use, that means you go to make reference to the grading system. So you select it and go to grading system. So this is the type of grading system. Then you come and select the whole area where you can see the head teacher's remarks. We start from here, the score. Then you select and drag to select the whole area. Then don't forget your absolute reference. So you come and select this part and you make it absolute reference. Now after that, you go to the next one, which is the column index. So we are dealing with head teacher's remarks. So the first column is for what? Is 1. The second column, which is the head teacher's remarks, is 2. So you click on 2. Now you click on OK or enter. Your head teacher's remark will be there for you. Then you autofill. Autofill. Are we correct? Okay, let's try and check. Let's try and check. So the person got 3. Okay, that means the last. Okay, you are correct. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so after that, you are going to do the same thing for the class teacher's remarks. So it's the same way. You click on fx, then you double click on Vlookup, then the lookup value, which is the first person, that the grading system. Then the table array, you go to the grading system and select the whole table. Then you make absolute reference. You select everything, you make absolute reference. Then the table array, the column index. So the column index here, because the class teacher remark is not showing, you need to do some try and error thing. So the first one is 2, second one is 3, the first one is 1, the second one is 2, but the third one we are not seeing the third one, but we don't know which is there. So for security reason, or for us to be sure if the correct one is 3, so you type 3, then you see the answer is 0. That means 3 will not be the column index for class teacher remarks. So you select 4 won't be, then you select 5 will be, then you select 6. See, so the moment you select 6, you see that the answer will give you the result. So this shows that column index for class teacher remark is on this table is 6. So you type with 6, then hit on enter or OK. You get your class teacher's remarks. So let's try to adjust this a bit. Then you autofill. Good. Now let's move forward. Now the conduct and the interest, we are going to use combo box. So when you get to that place, we will tackle with that. That will be our next video. So now we are going to the grade. So the grade aspect 2, we are going to make reference to the grades that we had. So English, the grade for English, you make reference to it, but you shouldn't make reference to it from the same sheet. It should be from a different sheet. So grade, you bring your equal sign, that's the grade for English. Then you go to the English sheet, then you come and select the grade. It is the grade, then hit on enter. Then maths, you go and select the grade for maths. Then this is the grade for maths, and hit on enter. So we are going to do the same thing for all the other subjects. So this is science, then hit on science and come and set the grade for science for the first person, then hit on enter. So you can do autofill. That you do autofill, not can do. You must do autofill. So you must do autofill. So I'll end the video here, and for your assignment I want you to complete this area, the whole grading system, so the whole grades for the other subjects, so that the lesson will be, or the video will be long. So after that, then you tackle the aggregates. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.